Okay, today we are playing a game on Dorado. We are playing the vast majority of the game as Anna with like a minute of Zenyatta at the very end, and there is no SR today because this is actually a quick play game. It has been a while both since we saw a quick play game and since we saw an Anna game, so both things right at once, wow. We also don't care about our team comp today, because it's a quick play game. You know how it is. So as we can see, right at the start here, our team are performing various illegal maneuvers. Reinhardt's right there, he's ready. He's not gonna let that payload move a fucking inch. He is on it, rest assured. So we're standing too far up, but our team's standing too far up, so we're gonna have to stand too up. Notice how Reinhardt immediately lost all his spine and immediately gave up as soon as the door opened. What a little bitch. He was out there, in front of the gate, ready to hold it there, and then he just immediately gave up. It's very disappointing. So, yeah, don't use your trank like that. Anna is a hero that is very based around her cooldowns. You need them both to survive, and they are what the thing that is strongest about Anna is her cooldowns, because well, she hasn't got much else. The grenade is like the best thing about Anna. We use it here for not very much reason. Like, we heal a little bit of health off ourselves, and like, D.Va maybe, because we actually shot Genji, so he wasn't actually that wounded anymore. So we use the grenade for not very much. We use the trank for no reason. You don't want to throw the trank out there like hoping it's going to hit something, because the trank, you need it to survive if something dives on you. It might not even survive if they dive on you and you have your trank, because it's a slightly inconsistent ability for stopping, like a Genji, you know? But you need it to try and survive, so you don't want to just throw it out there hoping it hits something. Also, if you can hit somebody in the right position with it, they should die. Like, it is a very crippling crowd control, so if you trank somebody in the right position, it should basically be a free kill. So you don't really want to throw it out there just hoping it hits something. So as we can see, a lot of our team are dead right now. We just did the exact same thing with our trank right there. We do heal a reasonable amount of health on ourselves that time, so, you know, it's something. You don't want to kind of just, like, keep shooting into somebody that's full health. I know we were kind of, like, going away from the fight right there, but you don't really want to, like, keep shooting at somebody who is full health already, as we were with the D.Va right there. At least I think, anyway. We're kind of right on top of her for a little bit. So here we jump the gun a little bit and throw the grenade on ourselves immediately. We haven't actually taken that much health yet when we throw it on ourselves. The goal is to recover the goal is to hit yourself and the flanker at the same time when they come at you, because if you hit the flanker with the grenade, they have to leave. Like, if you hit Tracer with it, they have to leave. Genji might not leave if he gets hit by the grenade, but he's a lot easier to kill at that point. You don't want to just hit yourself with it. Like, if they're gonna kill you, if you don't hit yourself with it, that's fair enough. But if you don't think you're gonna die, you're trying to hit yourself and the flanker with it, because the flanker then has to leave. So we're pretty fucked right now, and we died just before our grenade came off cooldown to heal ourselves. Feels bad, man. We're in a pretty bad spot right there. This is the thing with Anna, is once she starts getting dove on, she doesn't have very much she can do. She has to use her cooldowns to try and survive, basically. So, we've almost got Nano Boost, which is, like, cool and all. We have, like, one person who's really worth Nano Boosting, and that's Soldier. This is the other thing with Anna, is that her ultimate is extremely based on, like, her ult is only as good as the people on her team, right? Sometimes you look at a team, like, imagine we didn't have Soldier. Imagine he was playing, like, fucking Junkrat or something. We'd be like, fuck, there's, like, no fantastic nano boost target, right? Like, Soldier's the best we got right now. Otherwise, it's like, well, we can boost Reinhardt, but that's usually ends up not being great. So it's like D.Va is, like, the second best one, or maybe Pharah, but, like, it's not great. This is the thing with Anna. She's kind of, yeah. She, still, like, she's better now that Mercy's worse, but, like, Anna's still, like, the worst support. She just doesn't have as much going for her, you know? Like, the best thing about Anna is her cooldowns. Like, Grenade is the best thing about Anna, but, like, it's not better than, like, Moira, you know, or Zenyatta, so that's an issue. I think This has been a topic of concern with people with Ana, is like, what do you do? I think what you do is you lower the cooldown on her abilities, like 12-second cooldown on Trank, I think, is fucking obscene for how inconsistent the ability is. Like, it's very hard to, yeah, it's a very powerful effect if they're in the right position, and you actually hit them. I don't think it needs to be quite 12 seconds. Probably like 9 or 10 is fine. And the grenade could be lower. Because, like, she needs her abilities to survive, and she also needs her abilities in fights as well, because the only reason Ana's got anything over the other healers is if she hits a bunch of people if she hits like a bunch of her team and a bunch of the enemy team with a grenade in a fight, you win the fight. Like, that's how it is. You win the fight, because they can't be healed and your team can't die suddenly. So it's like, that's how Ana, like, wins the game, is by, like, hitting a bunch of people with a grenade. But she also needs the grenade to survive. So she also can only self-heal with the grenade. So she kind of needs to use it for a lot of things. I think its cooldown could be shorter. And just put the speed boost back on her ult. Like, her ult is terrible. Like, it's the worst support ultimate easily. Like, maybe you say Sound Barrier is worse, but, like, it's not worse than Nano Boost. Like, come on. Like, it's still better than Nano Boost. Like, Overwatch is a game that is very heavily based around ultimates. You can't just kind of, like, have no ultimate and be, well, if Genji or Soldier have their ultimates, Ana's ultimate's okay, but that's kind of it. Just put the speed boost back on it. Just give it some degree of consistency, and Ana would be a lot better. I think the game is different enough now, where the speed boost on her ultimate is not that bad. Like, I think it would be fine now. Like, yeah, it used to be terrible when the Reinhardt would just run in, nano boosted, and kill everyone. But, like, honestly, if you nano boosted a Reinhardt these days, most of the enemy team would probably just, like, fly away. And, like, hop up walls and shit, and they just leave the Reinhardt behind. Like, it's... Moira just, like, fades half the map away, you know? It's like, it wouldn't be as terrible anymore. I think it would give her ult some consistency, which is what she really needs, more than anything else. So anyway, we used our dart really badly right there. Again, just kind of chucked it out there, like nothing. Like, you gotta be pretty deliberate with it. That's also a bad use of the grenade, because it's just gonna bounce off of Reinhardt's shield and do nothing. The goal is to hit, like, a bunch of people in a team fight with the grenade. You don't want to use it to... That's fucking scary, isn't it? That's another thing with the grenade, right? Like, even if you trank somebody in a really good situation, it might just get right back up again if your team hits them. The trank could be a lot shorter, and it would not be that bad. So we, like, didn't hit ourselves with this grenade somehow? Interesting. Somehow that didn't hit us. Weird. Anyway, so that's really bad. What was I talking about? I was gonna go on about something. Oh yeah, this hasn't really been an issue in this game, but you don't want to use the grenade to heal people between fights either, which is a very common thing Ana's players do, where they're like shooting somebody, no fight's happening, they're shooting somebody to heal them, and then they just throw the grenade at them. That's a terrible use of company resources. Like, you got, the grenade is like the strong thing about Ana, that's fucking scary. So you wanna, like, the grenade is the thing you're really... Even though it looks like it hits him, it doesn't hit him, right? Like, you know, the grenade is like the thing you gotta try and leverage with Ana to really, like, get a lot of mileage out of the hero, because the grenade is the strongest thing on Ana. Like, she doesn't even have the thing of being, like, the highest output healer anymore, because I think Moira technically does more healing than her. If not, it's very similar numbers, but Moira's is AoE, and Ana's is single target. So, like, the thing Ana has is Trank and Grenade. Trank's really inconsistent, so Grenade is effectively the only thing she has. It's what we're really trying to leverage if we're trying to win a game as Ana. We're trying to hit a lot of people with our Grenade. Missed the McCree right there, unfortunate. We don't really want to be, like, all this way up here, because, like, it's kind of scary to be over here right now, but, like, nowhere's good. We did manage to nano boost the Soldier. Looks like it was right as Tac Visor ended, unfortunately, though. Either that or he's bad, because he didn't bring us, like, 12 offensive assists, so I'm very upset. So, to no one's great surprise, seeing as we've been losing this fight for the last, 7 minutes, we are going to lose this checkpoint. We have been losing this fight for an exceptionally long time, and we haven't actually quite lost it. We shouldn't be here. We're gonna die. There's no reason to be doing this. Ana is not a good hero for stalling. Just wait. Just, wait for your team, because now you're dead. You're the only healer on your team. And now they're gonna try and fight without you. Right? Just, wait for your team. I'm like, yeah, okay, because you did that, you get to delay, they get there to delay it again. You're gonna lose the checkpoint. And they're just fighting without their only healer right now, so they're really fucked. Ana's not a stalling hero. She's bad at that. Again, we use our dart, just kind of, hoping it hits something. We used our grenade to heal up the baby diva between fights, even though baby diva, you hit her once and she's, full health, you know? It's just how a diva is. Missed the Genji, unfortunately. We're really close to the enemy team right now. We've kind of slowly trended our way towards the enemy team. I guess to try and heal the Mei? Fuck Mei. You're more important than Mei, right? We have just slowly trended our way in. The thing that Ana has over the other healers is that she can heal from quite far away, because she is a sniper. And this was a thing that I saw people saying not that long ago, that Ana should be, really close to her, basically touching her team, because that's what they see people doing in very high-ranked games. The difference between, everyone else and the very high-ranked people is you can't rely on your team to actually be good. So the thing that Ana has for the majority of the community is that you can stand really far away from the enemy team and be healing your team, and be safe, because the enemy team can't get to you as easily. Yeah, if you are, I think she showed up in Overwatch League. If you watch, Overwatch League, or, just, high SR games that happen to have an Ana in them, it's a fairly rare day. The Ana is, basically up in, touching them range, but, they have the benefit of knowing their team is gonna actually help and be decent. You don't have that. You can just stand really far away from the enemy team, heal your team, and it's really hard for you to die, because they have to actually get to you. And then if they get to you, you throw your grenade at your feet, and the Genji is like, oh fuck, that's scary. And then they leave. So we don't really want to be very close to people, as Ana, is the moral of that story. And we want to be a lot more frugal with our abilities. So now we've entered the Zenyatta section of the game. This is I fucking love this skin. I am aware that he looks like a graphics card, but it's fucking, I love the face arrangement on it. He happens to look like the side of my computer as well, so there's that. So, we are now in the Zenyatta section. It's a very short section. So, Soldier's fucking there, right? Who knew? Who knew? We'd go behind the wall and we're like, hold on. We get killed by Soldier. Yeah, fuck. He went on a journey to get into that position. It wasn't even that good. I just banged the table, I'm sorry. It wasn't even that good, because, it was only in position to kill us. Right? It wasn't even that good, but fuck, he wanted it. He got it. So, fuck, shows us, that's us shown, right? So, this isn't really a very good switch, because we're still our team's only healer. Zenyatta's an off-healer. Zenyatta and Lucio do not do enough healing to solo heal a team. You have to, if you're solo healing, you basically have to pick Mercy, Moira, or Ana. Moira is also hard to play as a solo healer, because if you're not already quite comfortable playing the hero, you're gonna feel yourself being very, very taxed and very strained as as Moira solo healing. But you can't really play Lucio and Zenyatta, realistically, and as a solo healer. Sometimes it's gonna work, but not really. So this is the issue, is that we're healing this diva right next to us because she's almost dead. Reinhardt also needs healing right now, but Diva's almost dead, so we need her to be healthy so she can actually go fight again. It's we just don't output enough healing realistically to deal with this situation. Moira's probably the best thing you can be, especially in a quick play game, where you can't rely on your team to actually do anything. So you can heal it, you can keep everybody alive, and you can kill them That's why I like Moira, is she does it all, right? You heal the people, you do a lot of healing so the bad people don't die for doing stupid things. But then also, the bad DPS, it doesn't matter, because I'll kill him. It's okay, I'll kill him, so the bad soldier gets to think he's good, because I killed them. But he feels good about it. I actually did all the damage. That's why I like Moira. So, like, really we're fucked by this point. Like, by this point, we're pretty fucked. And I'm gonna go look over at the email. Suffice to say, things don't go very well here. Because, you know, I'm trying to flex with supports, and I would like to know tips on my positioning, priority targets, and stuff like that. So positioning is basically like, Ana, stay way the fuck back, don't go so close to people. Zenyatta as well, but like, we're in extraneous circumstances right now. Zenyatta and Ana both want to be really far away from people, because they have a very long effective range. As long as Zenyatta can put his orbs on people, you're in your effective range. Weapon's got no fall-off damage. Ana's a sniper, so you can be very far away. Fun fact about Ana, while she's unscoped, her weapon is a projectile. When she's scoped, her weapon is hit scam. So that's important to know, because that affects, like, how, fundamentally changes the hero right there, just like between scoping and unscoping. They want to be really far away. Mercy still wants to be, like, far away, but she can't go as far back. And then Moira is up, like, with the front line. She isn't being the front line, she's with the front line. There is a difference. Lucio as well, but Lucio, people are bad. People don't punish Lucio, so you can kind of do whatever a lot of the time and get away with it. Priority targets is like, well, there's not much to talk about in this game because shit's fucked, basically. So, common issue that people have with supports is they tunnel on healing the tanks until they're, like, full health, even though there's, like, a McCree right next to them who's fucking dying, right? So, the point where target priority for supports gets complicated is when there's a lot of very hurt people. Basically, like, the rule of thumb is, if you're healing a tank, heal them until they're no longer in critical health, then start healing the DPS or the support that's wounded instead, because the Reinhardt who is sitting at, like, 300 health is not about to die, right? The McCree who's walking around at 75 health is about to die, so he is more important than the Reinhardt is at 300 health. Even though, yeah, the tank's not full health, the tank isn't about to suddenly die. The McCree is, so that's the only time target prioritization gets kind of complicated for supports is when there's a bunch of wounded people around. Another reason I like Moira, you don't have to worry about it. You just hold left click. Ah, they're all being healed. Fantastic. I'm doing my job. So, it's so easy. It's so easy. This, you know, it's a quick play game, so things are kind of fucked. The thing that, stands out to me in this game is that, like, playing Ana specifically, we don't use our cooldowns very well. The cooldowns are the only thing Ana has, right? Like, she doesn't have much else. She has her range, and she has her cooldowns, and that's basically it. We don't use our cooldowns very well. Granted, there aren't that many great situations to use our cooldowns, but we use them too liberally, essentially. And then everything else was fucked because it's a quick play game. I would recommend sending in a non-quick play game because they tend to be, you can take more useful information out of a competitive game, really. But there was still some stuff in this game, and hopefully that answers your question on, like, positioning or priority targets. If you have any, like, if you have more specific questions, then feel free to ask, and, you know, I'll answer the question, because it's, you know, positioning, priority targets, it's a little ambiguous, so, like, just broadly speaking, Ana, Zenyatta, far away, everyone else as far as they can be, but like, closer, and Moira's, like, with the front line. And priority targets, whoever's about to die is the most important one, usually. If you have more specific questions, please ask, and I'm more than happy to answer. So, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, join our Discord if you want, and you can ask questions more directly, and ship post with us, which we do quite frequently, and I hope you found the video helpful.